Hey guys, I'm Adrian. This is the seventh time that I'm trying to record this damn video. I am super excited to share with you about my project Viventium. If you may have watched the other videos about Viventium, I talk about how this is a proof of concept project to build a community of people who love the idea of human augmentation, of merging with these amazing technologies that are coming out and expanding our own capabilities. So Viventium is intended to be a second brain. I am going out there, I'm plugging things together, I'm vibe coding, I'm doing everything I can to pull together this concept of a second brain. And it all stems from a few key principles. What does it mean to have a second brain? I'm not gonna make you sit here and talk about my philosophy, I'm gonna show you. I want to give a huge shout out to all of the amazing people who have contributed to the open source projects that have come together to give rise to Viventium, especially LiveKit Playground and LibreChat by Danny. You guys are amazing. And of course, everyone who's helped build these large language models, especially the open source ones. So this is the main interface that we have. Let's start with a key example. Most of the creative things that we do comes from talking. Yes, it's helpful to kind of sit there and type things, but a lot of the times, for example, me, myself, in this room, I'm talking, walking around and exploring ideas, trying to unpack things and reflect on things. And I do it with voice. Previously, I was using ChatGPT and other apps and going under voice mode. The problem with voice mode, you may know, is that they're serving you a smaller, faster model that is much less intelligent. And the last thing you want when you're brainstorming and you're trying to talk through big ideas or big decisions is to talk to a smaller, dumber AI model. Like, you don't switch to your less bright friend for advice when you need advice. You go to the wiser, more experienced one, unless you're like me. So with Viventium, I try to address that problem with inspirations from neuroscience, right? From psychology. Let's jump into it. And as we're doing the demo, we're going to look into it. So let's start a project. It's conversation. You can say anything, right? What project? Give me the la la la. Let's have a call. So when you press the call button, the first thing you're gonna see is for listening and speaking. If you're not a nerd, you're not gonna know speech to text and text to speech, STTTS. So I made it more user-friendly. There's the indication of covered. Covered means that this is running on your own laptop. For this demo, I want to show you the real thing. We're gonna go raw and real, okay? I'm gonna show you the stretch marks of AI. Okay, what I'm running here is local models for two reasons. I must say, I'm running this on a MacBook Air connected to a 4K display, and I've got Docker and recording, so it's gonna be slow. Go easy on me. If you want something fast and you don't care about API fees accumulating, or you don't care about your audio being collected for training data, you can go to other options. I don't know if that's what they do, but I'm pretty sure that's what the other providers are doing and not talking on their behalf. So Assembly AI is my other favorite speech to text provider. I use that for fast, really fast, real-time speech detection. And for speaking, I've put Chatterbox. I feel like Chatterbox runs really nicely on the Apple Silicon, and they have that ability to make the sound, the voice natural. And I think that is key. My favorite text-to-speech AI model is Cortesia, Sonic 3 specifically, because you're able to have those emotional markers and make it kind of laugh or chuckle and sigh and all of that. So for this demo, and also if you use something like Cortesia, because it's not running locally, it says that this is metered. There's also another reason why this is really important, to know whether they are metered or not. So let's do a fully local experience right now. Start chat.
Checking now.
All right, I'm going to copy paste my prompts because I don't want to waste your time watching me type. What you're seeing here is that
You've got an unread email from Pat from Sunday, April 6th about your GrowthX meeting receipt looks like he's checking in on how things have been going since you two talked.
thank you. Draft a reply to him saying I'm looking forward to chatting soon. Let's pick up a time this coming week. Use Outlook.
Got it. Here's a draft. Hi, Pat. Thanks for following up. I'm looking forward to chatting soon. Let's pick up a time this coming week that works for you. Talk soon, Adrian. Want me to send it or tweak anything first?
Okay, so what you notice is that it's a checking now, but it didn't use tool calls directly from the agent you're talking to. And that's what I'm talking about, kind of unleashing the full power of all the different AI models within the same call. That's the most important thing. You don't want to be limited to just talking to ChatGPT. You don't want to be limited to just talking to Opus. You want to combine the full power of these AI models and all the tools out there. Now, check this out. When I said check my MS365, this is not a tool call. Viventium allows, let's go to here. Viventium allows you to define as many unlimited amount of AI agents and define an activation detection AI model. An AI model that is low cost and fast so that you're not directly going to the big, giant, expensive model with the tools and the context window that's already spending token to detect if this specific AI agent, or I like to call them cortices, should be activated in this context for now. So what happened here when I said check my MS365 inbox, it identified it should enable this. Now, this didn't happen by the main AI agent. The main AI agent I was talking to is Viventium. It's here, okay? You have the option to have a separate AI model for the voice calls, but you don't have to. That's what I did in this demo. The only tools that this main AI has access to is web search and file search, some basic tools of Google Workspace, and scheduling Cortex. The scheduling Cortex is for kind of now Claude and all of these tools have them too. You're able to conversationally be like, hey, you know what? Tomorrow, go check my inbox, or every day, see if the intake application form has opened for Vice or whatever. It's just, it allows the AI to have continuity in its own kind of control. So the way background agents work is that you can have endless amount of background agents defined, and you just need to have a prompt that tells the activation detection to know when or what is relevant to expose this chat, to basically turn them on. And they are completely separate from the main AI agent that you're talking to. So you're not bloating or confusing the main AI agent, right? When it's kind of like, it's really inspired by humans. When I'm walking, I'm not doing all the crazy vector calculations that happen in my motor cortex to move my limbs and keep my balance, right? It's all happening, and if I step on something, the signal goes to my conscious mind that, hey, I gotta do more than just continue on my walk. This is the same concept. All of these background cortices or background AI agents are available simultaneously, and I can show you some of them. For example, the MS365 we use is using GPT 5.4. It doesn't have web search. It has I've added the MS365 MCP server. And this allows these background agents to activate when they should, and when they are done, they surface the insights. So for example, here, MS365 brought the background insights to the conscious, I call it conscious mind, or like this surface AI model, you might call it. It helps me to kind of use these metaphoric psychology and neuroscience terms to kind of keep getting inspired by nature, which is us. So in this case, this is what happened. The AI models that we are using are under the existing subscription, right? There is an option, connected accounts. You can come here and connect your OpenAI or Anthropic models. And so the cost is not necessarily under an API key. You could do that. You could plug in your API key during installation. But if you don't want to deal with that, using the current Viventium is as easy as going on the Viventium.ai website, copy pasting the installation command to your terminal, waiting for it to finish. You're going to get this V here. You can open it. You can choose for it to start every time your system starts, and connect your accounts, and boom, you're done. Actually, you do need to have Grok, as in G-R-O-Q, not K, API key, because they have the fastest and best AI models for the activation detection part. So the AI model that is kind of running on each message to detect if a specific background agent or background cortex, subconscious mind should activate, is using Grok because they're fast and cost effective and small and dumb, but they're a good classifier model. So this is Viventium in a nutshell, right? You're getting a really powerful system of endless AI models simultaneously analyzing. For example, let's go to some of the other models that I have. My personal favorite, guys, I don't know what this says about me, but my personal favorite is confirmation bias and red team. Confirmation bias, a message just popped here. It has a heartbeat, right? So once in a while it kind of wakes up and checks on things and brings things that should come to my attention. So that's what just happened. My favorite background cortices or AI agents are confirmation bias and red team. I think that in my life, in my decision making, a lot of the times I have confirmation bias, just like any other soul. And sometimes I think I tend to think too macro. I mean, tell me about Viventium, right? And these two AI agents have been super helpful for me, because when I am on a call with Viventium and I'm just like kind of pacing in this room, thinking about ideas and plans, these background cortices come up and they call me out on my BS. And let me show you how they're running. So confirmation bias, right? Absolute certainty without evidence. This is, you'll definitely worry, I'm 100% sure. This is the activation detection prompt, right? And it's using Llama 4 Scout 17B from Grok. That's why we need the Grok key. Now let's look at the actual confirmation bias AI agent. So when this lighter weight AI model detects that this part of the brain should wake up, what is this part of the brain, right? Let's hide this so we have more real estate here. This one is just using Claude 4.6. It's not using web search, but I think it should. And this is looking to surface blind spots before they become false certainties. That's the main thing. Error detection, flags or confidence. Analyze for certainty exceeding evidence. Assumptions stated as facts, blah, 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 blah. So we know that AI, at least as of today, 2026, is a really annoying yes man. It's a toxic yes man. It's always like, you're absolutely right. You should be, I can't say that. Intrusive thoughts. So Viventium is about this project with the main goal of bringing together, I want to bring together all the smart people, all the talented, all the excited people that want to really tap into the full power of AI and other technologies to augment ourselves as humans, right? Right now is a pivotal time in history. AI is super powerful and it's available to us through something like Codex and Cloud Code. But as these crazy AI models like Mythos and other things come out, and as we kind of start to fall behind on a lot of the tools that are available to us, what we should really do as humans, bring together all of these AI models, whether OpenAI, whether Sam Altman and Anthropic, they're friends or not, it shouldn't matter to us, right? It doesn't matter to us. We want to leverage their full potential and tap into it the best way we can. And that's what Viventium is about. It's about human augmentation. It's about harnessing the full potential of all the technologies that are out there. So we've got activation detection of different agents. We've got prompts, we've got tools, we've got MCPs, and this open source platform that I'm using, MCP settings, it's very easy to integrate these. I've done some tweaks to make MS365 and Google Workspace work, but they're working really well. GlassHive is another project over under Viventium. Check out viventium.ai. It's on the screen how you spell it. There's more on this project. This allows you to unleash unlimited open cloud type or codex type agents in their own sandbox with their own projects and let them do work on their own. It's also a very early version, alpha version. So more on that later. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'm gonna continue to, it's not the end of the video, I'm gonna continue to show some other features. I've had this little Google Drive open here. Let me go and put this. Yeah, I can't actually show my inbox because there's personal information, but I have the thing, I have the Outlook there. So this is my favorite thing. You can be on a call as you're kind of pasting or you're driving or you've got your meta glasses on, and it could be like, hey, could you go through that document, for example, like the Viventium go-to-market playbook, and remind me what we were talking about last night, or oh, you know what, I just came up with this idea, can you research this and add it? What is happening is that as you're kind of driving, walking, or whatever, your speech is being detected here, right? And these models that we were talking about, these are covered. You don't have to worry about your personal private information or your voice being saved on someone else's server. Viventium is an open source, locally run project. These are free models that are open source, right? So I'm talking about my ideas, I'm talking about personal things that I'm unpacking or planning or everything. And even the speech that's being generated is local. Let's see. It created a document, but it didn't go to the folder. I'm not gonna fake this demo. This is what happened, so it is what it is. Let's see what it created. Viventium, your second brain, always on. Viventium voice first, blah, 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 blah. This is not bad, right? This is not bad. I'm able to go on a voice chat and be like, okay, so this is the document, check this out. I can talk to this document now. Hey, can you update this document and add a section about go-to-market strategy and just like put one line about it?
Done. Added a GTM section right before the WHOEDSFOR. Keeps it punchy. Check it here.
Boom. Who is it for? Okay, this is cool, right? I'm able to talk to this document, and most importantly, I'm not talking to one fast, dumb AI agent. I'm talking to endless amount of AIs that I can easily go there, add and customize depending on who I am, where my strengths are, where my weaknesses are, what my tools are, where my data sources are. I can go there and add these background agents or background subconscious cortices or whatever, and have them do endless things with me. So Viventium is out there. It's open source. Go to my website, download them. Work on it. Feel free to message me. We have a Discord channel where we can join and share your thoughts. And right now there's an integration with Viventium with Telegram, where you can give it a bot ID as you're doing the express install, and it will connect it. I think that's a great way to make it available everywhere. In my video about Viventium, I talk about how a second brain, a really good second brain, has to have availability, right? Let me bring this up. now that I'm kind of going towards the end, my philosophy about a good second brain is availability and accessibility. How can I access this, right? I'm working on this feature. One of the reasons why you see covered and not covered as you're choosing the free versus paid AI models for speech and everything. And one of the reasons why I have included this option to connect your existing accounts, whether it's OpenAI or Anthropic, to tap into your existing subscription to not rack up API fees, is because I want this to be something that we can use all the time. I want this to be something that's run all the time. You feel like your privacy is not at risk, and it tracks everything that's happening in your life, and it really adapts to become your second brain. I've talked about in the first video how availability is really important. And I think if you have these models running locally, the local models, just like the speech transcription and the speech generation models have become so good that they can run on a MacBook Air, I think that very soon, maybe by end of 2026, hopefully by the end of 2026, we're going to have AI models that can run locally and have really good results. Gemma 4 just came out. I think it does a really good job to kind of do some work, but still not good enough in my opinion. On the topic of having an AI that is a second brain that is always on and is with you, I am introducing a new feature called Wing Mode. So Wing Mode is a, let's read the tooltip, computers. Wing Mode, you've had Wingman, now try a, this is so cringe, now try a Wing AI. Viventium stays quietly aware, ignores the background noise and chatter, and only responds when you're directly talking to it. This is like the anti-Alexa, right? You don't want to be like, hey Viv, and then ask a question. You want it to be always listening and learning. You don't want the data to be going to Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg. You want it to be local, and that's what this is for. This feature is in alpha, not even beta. It's very early because there is a lot of memory work that has to be done. Depending on when you're watching this video, maybe it's already done. We talked about intelligence, right? You don't want to be talking to one dumb AI model when you're on the voice chat. You want to be talking to an AI model that is capable and powerful, and not just ChatGPT, which on the radar chart is good at coding, not good at humanities last exam, or is not good at psychology. You want to have all of these AI models available simultaneously, but not wasting token to kind of check with them all the time. You want to activate them conditionally when they should be activated automatically, intelligently. So that's what Viventium is about right now from a functional perspective. On the list of what makes a good second brain, I can say security, privacy, and sovereignty, right? A lot of the things we've talked about today are how this is secure and runs local and it's open source, so you can have transparency of what's there. If you find any security flaws in the source code, you can fix it, or you can let the whole community know to also fix it. Or you can lock this up in a complete on-prem solution and not use any external API calls. Even for Grok, you could just configure it to use a really fast, depending on the hardware you have available, high-speed LLM. Now, we've talked about availability, access, memory. We haven't talked about memory. I think memory is one of the most important things when it comes to AI, right? Because you don't want this thing to wake up every morning and be like, hey, what were we doing? We have enough pothead friends already as it is. We don't want the AI to be a pothead too. In terms of memory, Viventium has two types of memory, also inspired by neuroscience. You've got the semantic memory and you've got the episodic memory. The episodic memory is, I'm kind of referring to really RAG. If you're not familiar with RAG, it basically means that it has a full record of all the conversations you've ever had with it, or for, depending on the performance, maybe the past 30 days. And what it does is that it chunks up all of these conversations, and when you are talking with it, it tries to, it automatically basically remembers memories or segments of its memory that are relevant from semantic definition wise. I'm trying to use not use geeky terms. And it remembers those memories, so it can fill in the context. But one of the most novel things that I'm proud of in Viventium is its brain-inspired category of memory. So there's a memory agent that's running all the time, simultaneously with all of your conversations, and it is filling in a few different keys. Let's look at this. You can see here I have recall all conversations is enabled, use memory is enabled. All right, so memories. Context is 582 tokens. This is where the key context, the immediate, like a scratch pad, what's happening right now is tracked. Core are the core memories of like, who is this user? What are the key informations since my last training data that I should remember? Drafts are in-flight projects that it wants to remember. Me, I've noticed, blah, 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 blah. This is not me. It's Viventium. It's not me, it's you. It's Viventium. It's Viventium's own kind of thoughts about itself and learnings and notes to itself. Moments, I'm trying to make moments a link between the RAG, the recall all conversations feature, and its semantic memory, where it's kind of like, hey, these are facts that I know. Preferences are just mostly system, right? For example, here it says communication should be short, direct, no fly off, hates the word buddy. Maybe I was cranky one day and I said that and just remembered it. Signals was a very interesting thing. One of these nights that I was up 3 a.m. working on Viventium, I asked it, I was like, hey, you know, we've been talking for a while. They've been talking for a while. How do you feel your memory is working? Is there anything that I can change about the system? And it told me, it was like, hey, you know what, going through our conversations, I feel like I could really use a signal tracking system. And I was like, say less, dog. And I updated the memory agent from its own ass. So Viventium told me that it wants to have a feature, and it told me what that feature is, and I copy pasted that prompt into the memory agent's instructions, and now it's tracking signals and it's doing a really good job. For example, I've started a medication and it's been kind of looking at my health and identifying signals to kind of pick up on. This project is open source. Go out there, do cool things with it. Please contact me. Don't be shy. I love to hear what you're doing with it. The documentations are pretty extensive. Whenever I am using the project itself, I'm always telling Codex and other tools to look at the all the nested markdown files in the project and the repositories to help fixing, building, and extending the project. I hope you've had some cool ideas pop to your brain watching this video. I really hope that you have no issues down in the project and running it, and if you do, reach out to me. And let's all get together. Please share this with anyone else in your network who might be a geek like us and is interested to start working on this project, where we want to build it into a second brain, not just something that is a single AI somewhere hosted by some company raising $1 billion hungry for training it on your data, something that you can be vulnerable with it, something that you can share all of your exciting updates and thoughts with it, something that can live with you every moment of the day and fully spread all of its digital fingers across your inbox, your Google Drive, your messages, and doesn't make you feel like you're naked and you're exposed. Thank you so much. See you guys in the next video.